as you can see, I'm repping that BMT. No matter where I go, no matter where I be. We'll be rocking it like that, man. I love the fit of this shirt, bro.
Bro, look, I just have to get off the elevator. Look at it. The BMT shirt on. You know, we representing all the way in Thailand, man.
What's up, y'all? It's the Travel OG, and I gotta do my BMT commercial, man, for my BMT shirt, man. This shirt is so dope, man. It shows off your guns, fits your muscles, gives you room at the bottom for the belly, and then you're repping the BMT brand, man. So make sure y'all pick up that BMT shirt, because it's fire. It looks good. He got them in different colors, and I'm telling y'all, man, the fit, it ain't that cheap. It's a real quality shirt, man. I love it, BMT. Shout out to you, man. Thank you for blessing me with the shirt. And I'll see you on the other side. You dig?
Fellas, don't forget to check out the Black Man Travels merch store where you can purchase BMT t-shirts, tank tops, travel quote tees, and much more. All right, fellas, we are live. Welcome to another show. We have a great show today for you guys, man. This is one of the most probably important shows that you guys will watch. We're going to drop a lot of good detailed information and concerns of your health, Black men's health. I know a lot of guys, we're traveling, we have our, we have our ways about going to the hospital, not going to get checked out. We kind of eat what we want. So in this show, we're going to discuss, some ways to take some supplements, exercises. We're going to do some word associations with certain products that's in our foods. This is going to be a very good detailed show. All right, guys. And I have a very good guest who's very in shape, man. This guy gives me all types of life-changing tips. I mean, he puts me on different supplements. He tells me, hey, man, get your ass in the gym. Every time I post a picture on Instagram, he roasted me. He like, hey, man, what you doing with that dad bod? Man, you get your ass in the gym. So it's going to be a real good show, man. This is, some guys are in shape. Some guys are out of shape, man. It's all good. We all working to improve ourselves. And I'm going to tell you, man, these long flights, when it comes to travel, just to relate it to the travel, you got to somewhat be in shape, man. These long 20-hour flights, you can get some compression socks, but you got people having strokes on some of these longer flights. So you definitely want to, keep it healthy, slim on down, man. And the thing about being healthy, keeping your weight down, eating healthy food, is it almost alters your personality, right? You just feel good. You have like natural highs where you in that healthy area of your life, man. So this is a very important show, right? I'm going to bring on the guest, but before I bring them on, I want to show you guys this stat. I want to welcome everybody on the show. We got 35 in the room right now. Do me a favor, hit that like button. I just want to show you guys this, and we'll discuss this. I'll bring Travis on in a second, but I want to show you guys this real quick, man. I want to show you guys this to let you know how serious this is, because I know we don't really keep up with stats and concerns of our health. So I want to show you guys this real quick. All right. Now, this right here, let me move this up right quick. It's just some stats and concerns of, Black men's health. So let me just read you some stats off real quick. All right. So there are approximately 21 million Black men in the United States. Black men suffer far worse health than any other racial group in America. Let me say that one again. Black men suffer far worse health than any other racial group in America. There are a number of reasons for this, including racial discrimination, a lack of affordable health services, and we're going to discuss that when it comes to medical tourism. All right. Poor health education. We've been eating burgers and fries since elementary school. We didn't know no better half the time. Cultural barriers, poverty, employment, insufficient medical and social services catering for Black men. So let's look at some of these stats real quick. All right. Black men have higher death rates than women for all leading causes of death. All right. Now, The leading cause of death for Black men are heart disease. That's going to come in at number 1. You got cancer coming in at number 2, and stroke coming in at number 3. Now, this stat says Black men live 7.1 years less than other racial groups. All right. 40% of Black men die prematurely from heart disease as compared to 21% of white men. Then we got 38% of Black men 20 years of age are obese, basically. All right. So that's just some raw stats for you guys and concerns of Black men health collectively. We lost some real good men, in this journey. We lost Kevin Samuels, rest in power to Kevin Samuels, rest in power to Charles Tyler, and the thousands of other Black men that we lost prematurely because of health. So this is a very important show. I just want to put that out there real quick. Now I'm going to go ahead and welcome on my guest of the day, Travis Tolliver. Welcome to the show, brother.
Oh man, it's a pleasure, man. I always enjoy watching your podcast and being a part of sharing my journey of fitness and strength.
Most definitely, man. Now you guys can see these supplements in the back right here. Okay, we got a little black seed oil, some zinc, some Irish sea moss, some vitamin D, and what my guy mentioned to change my life. All right, I know we're getting this kind of early, but some Tomcat Ali. I got everybody on this in Thailand. All right, so
oh man, that's some powerful
quick,
stuff.
Yeah, real quick, can you give us a breakdown exactly what the benefits of Tomcat Ali is?
For one, it's a natural testosterone booster because as men, as we leave our 30s and go into our 40s and even 50s, we start to slow down, and our T levels drop, and the testosterone, that's your man's life force, and there's so many things, especially living in America, is against that. The food, the stress, and you having low T levels. The main giveaway when you got low T levels, that dad bar comes out. That's a vicious look. And I had one, and many men, when you approach it, your mid to late 30s, you start to develop one, and you got to change things. And main things is T levels. And I found Tomcat Ali from a doctor. There was a podcast that I always follow every Thursday. You brother, check out Dr. Truman Burch. He's Better Health and Herbs. He's got a YouTube channel. He's 81 years old, ripped to pieces. Actually, he's living outside of the States because the big pharma wants to kill him. I mean, this guy. But anyway, I learned about Tomcat Ali through him, and it's like natural Viagra. And I had to put it down because, man, I mean, I wake up in the morning like on rage on hard. I'm like, yo, what I'm gonna do with this? Masturbate? So I left it alone.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, man. Like I say, it's a very powerful supplement, and I've told guys in the group about it, and they'll say things like, "Man, you can't order nothing like that from Amazon."
It's up there.
Yeah, it is up there. But for some reason, a lot of guys, feel more comfortable. I know we kind of jumping right into it over everything, but most guys are comfortable with just taking, Viagra and Cialis. What's your opinions on Viagra and Cialis?
Oh man, another pharma key. It'll solve one problem and create another. It's not natural, and it's got some vicious side effects. And I'm taking it. The last time I took a Cialis pill, I didn't know no better. I was in Rio and I took one, and oh man, I felt terrible after taking it. I wasn't up on my knowledge like I am now, but I took one, and it worked. But which I've read, speaking with professionals, that the effects wear off, and it wreaks havoc on it damages your kidneys and liver, and it's like that's a no. That's your life force. So yeah, they're no good.
Okay, and the Tomcat Ali is pretty much all natural.
All natural, straight from the earth.
Yeah.
It actually it grows in the part of the world where you at. I think it's in the.
It sure does.
Yeah, that's and it's one of those Western, America will hide things from you. they hide things because they don't want you. They want you in their pharma key garbage. So they hide stuff like that. But we're in the age of information. Truth is out there. You just gotta find it. And they can't stop it.
Yeah. Now, tell you put me on another. I don't think you consider this a supplement, but you also put me on black seed oil.
Black seed oil.
Now, what's the importance? Why is it so important? Can you explain it to us?
When I first discovered black seed oil, I visited Egypt, and I heard about it before, but I kept hearing about when I was going on tours in Luxor. The tour guide mentioned they say cumin seed, but I knew cumin seed is black seed oil. I just kept talking about it. They say how what's her name, Nefertiti would used it as a beauty aid. I kept hearing it. Like in the ancient Egyptians, they believed in life after death, and they would bury all their belongings in the tube, and they would have cumin seed, aka black seed oil, in with them. So I stumbled. I went into an herb shop over there, and I said, "Yo, let me get some of that black seed oil." So I've been taking it. This is 2018, and I've been taking it. And one thing I noticed when I read about it, I read it. It's anti-inflammatory. As we know, inflammation, that's the root of all diseases. From your face breaking out to your knees aching,
facts,
to you having an aneurysm in your head. Inflammation. And if it were totally and they would say in ancient Egypt it'll cure everything but death. I said, let me try this. So when I first started taking it, I noticed my skin glowed. My skin started to glow. And that was in 2018. I've been growing my hair ever since. I've been taking it off and on. My hair has been growing like weeds. I
heard it's good for the hair.
Yeah, so it's definitely a beauty aid, and it'll definitely, it's one of those things that it'll, if I kind of go in and off taking black seed oil. You don't want to keep taking it over and over. I'm currently now not taking it, but I will get back on it. But it's like one of those all do everything type supplements. And it's cheap.
Okay. Now, I think I heard this information. This might have came from Dr. Sebi, I'm not mistaken, but you're familiar with Irish sea moss, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay,
that stuff's life too.
Okay, now give us the benefits of why guys should take Irish sea moss.
I think, from my understanding, I do take I do take sea moss. It has 92 pretty much every trace mineral your body needs. It has, and trace minerals are life, and that's probably the reason why a lot of people are sick, because we eat processed garbage that they take away the trace minerals. The magnesium, the copper. The iodine. It's pretty much like a vitamin from the earth, like all natural vitamin. And I take that also. That stuff is like I put it in my coffee, and I actually buy the actual moss and I make it. You boil it, make a gel. It's life. It's good stuff. There's so many. There's more herbal remedies than pharma key drugs. You just gotta choose something that works for you and take it. But black seed oil, sea moss, my top 5.
And what about zinc?
Zinc is zinc. Yes, black seed oil has that. That's very important. I mean, that's something your body needs, and that'll keep your immune system. I mean, that'll keep you away from seeing those sorcerers, those doctors. Yeah.
Okay. Now I'm gonna ask you this, man. As far as health, and we just saw the stats of black men. In your opinion, I know you're not a doctor or anything like that, but just in your opinion, is it because of the food that we eat? Minus the drugs, the alcohol and the cigarettes. Is it the food that's just of poor quality, or is it because lack of going to the doctor, getting checkups?
I think it's a lot of factors. It's traditions been passed down from slavery that our people won't give up. It's the lies and the delusions and traps that America has placed on us regarding food and nutrition. Our priorities are jacked up. We worry about chasing the bag, and we don't care anything about for us, types of food, nutrition. We just we fast food. We have no emphasis on loving ourselves regarding that. And I think, brothers are not tapped into the power of being in shape and being physically strong. I don't think they think, what type of car, whatever, look at, that flashy, that's what they put emphasis on.
Okay.
And they be having a dad bar looking terrible.
Okay. And is it because, because I see a lot of us work out now, we do hit the gym. I see a lot of us, hitting the gym, trying to get in shape. How important is it to hit the gym? Is it more so our diet, or do we really need to get in that gym a few times a week?
Oh, it's definitely both. I mean, but diet plays probably 80% of the game. I mean, I myself, I don't even work out that hard. I'm a hit it and quit it type guy. I'm not being nobody's gym no 2 hours. I mean, teach his own. If you want to do that, I'm not knocking it. I'm not. For me, I usually get up in the morning. 5 o'clock. I do me a 15-minute, hit it hard, hit it quick, and that's it. And but that's not. They both go hand in hand. But nutrition, because you can't out train a bad diet. It ain't, especially as we get older. In your 20s. Yeah, but you get in them 40s, nah. Can't do it.
Okay, let me get a super chat, and I'm gonna give you a few word associations real quick. Shout out to Done on Music with the $5 super chat, man. I really appreciate that. He says, no lie, brothers need to learn how to cook. Fast food is not the way. Tonkat Ali and black seed oil do wonders. Also, stop being lazy and work out. I want to give a special super shout out to my dude Done on Music for bringing me Tonkat Ali in Brazil, and I believe he brought me black seed oil as well. Dang. I was out there suffering without it, man. So
he was a monster in Brazil with that, man.
Oh yeah, you already know, man.
He was a monster.
You already know. All right, so I'm gonna give you a few words, and you just tell me what comes to mind when you hear these words. All right, high fructose corn syrup.
Massive insulin spiker. Yeah.
And that's it. Is that like a lot of the foods and drinks in the States? Because it's not really out. You know what? When you look at the back of like even some sodas,
it's in America.
It's in Brazil, yeah, because it's not because all the sodas taste terrible in Brazil and South America in general, and here. Like it doesn't taste nowhere the same. It's flat. It tastes like soda. It tastes like soda that you left out that was in your pantry for like 3 months or something.
Yeah, I beg to differ. I beg to differ now. I beg to differ. When I was drinking soda when I was in Brazil and even in Colombia, they taste amazing.
To me, I mean, I'm just saying it tastes different.
Well, because I remember I actually took a picture of a Coca-Cola, and they had basic ingredients. They had caramel, azúcar, caffeine, and that was it. And I noticed one thing: it didn't have high fructose corn syrup.
Exactly. And so in America, they got high fructose corn syrup, not in place of the sugar, basically.
Yes, and that's what all it is a cheap additive. I read about it. It's cheap, it's cost efficient. It's sweet, and then it's one of those things that it lights your brain up, but it's one of those things that has no substance and it makes you crave more and more and more food. And you never, that's why the problem I see in America. People eat themselves to death because they actually eating food that has no nutritional value, and it just makes you more hungry and more just starved out. And that's why in 2022, this what is generation what is it, Generation Z?
I think so, yeah.
I mean, a hot mess. Effeminate, soft bodies, dad bars, emotional.
Right.
Overweight. That's one component in it. But yeah, it's a hot mess. It's poison.
Okay. The next word is soy.
Oh, good God. Oh, man. Estrogen. Girly man. Dad bod.
Now, we know a lot of these, like, I want to say, like, Beyond Meats and all that. Some of these veggie burgers, they a lot of them have soy in it, and a lot of guys don't know that soy is horrible for men, right?
Terrible. It's hard. I mean, it's even one thing. I remember looking back when I didn't have no concern with what I was eating, because it's in everything. You got to be a goddamn inspector general, man, going to these grocery stores. They're sliding in on you. But I remember I was emotional. I was, my emotions was all over the place. I just was a different person eating that. And looking back, reading about it, it plays on your emotions. And I'm not saying that back then when I was eating that, I was effeminate, but a little bit of feminine characteristics of being emotional. Men should be emotional.
Right.
So yeah, and that's it's trash.
Okay. Now let's talk about just meat in general. Beef, pork, fish. What's your thoughts on just meat?
Oh, it's a good question, man. It's a lot of misconceptions regarding meat, and I because it's another one of America's lies about meat that gets you eating. It's an agenda behind it. To demonize meat. Listen, there's nothing wrong with clean animals, which the Bible refers to in Leviticus 11. Animals that chew the cud and the hoofs are split. Cows, deer, lamb, buffalo, bison, elk. I can go on. These animals eat grass. But see, you got it when you eat these type animals, you got to eat them. You got to get them grass fed. You got to get the best of the best. You can't, if you're gonna eat meat. Now I will never argue with a vegan, but you can't push that nonsense on me that it's bad for you. It's and Dr. Sebi, he was off big time regard. He was saying how meat causes mucus. I'm like, that's not true. That's not true. I mean, I consume a lot of red meat and I feel amazing, but I eat grass fed. I eat the best of the best. I order my meats. And sometimes, Walmart has good meats, but you got to eat the best. Got to eat grass fed. Bison, beef, lamb are superfoods. I mean, actually, they fooled us like, oh, you should eat more chicken, more turkey, which is okay. Right. But think about what a chicken and turkey eats, especially if you're getting conventional turkey, because man, you don't want to know what they feed them conventional turkeys. Oh man. So you better off eating a traditional cow. When I say traditional, because they feed, a cow shouldn't be eating grain or soy. Cows eat grass. So that's that when you eating hamburgers, when you eat meat out in the street, you eating conventional beef, which you want to kind of stay away from because they be feeding these cows, soy, grain.
Okay, what about the fast food beef, the McDonald's, the Burger King, and all that? Man,
that's trash. In 2022, man, brothers got to eliminate that out their diet. Don't even, as I read about that, they be having chemicals in that stuff, man. It lights your brain up. It's one of those. It tastes good. I mean, hey, cocaine tastes good, right?
I would know.
Everything that tastes good, it make you feel good, is not good for you. Right?
Right.
Cocaine might be a harsh example, but it's true.
Liquor would be a better example,
Well, okay, okay, It makes you feel good, but it's not good for you. And one thing about fast food, I noticed when I was eating it, it never fills you up, and you're just always hungry. You're never satiated. And that
now,
at least
what you think about pork?
I mean, why would you eat a trash can? Why would you eat something that cleans the earth? His original purpose created on earth is to clean up. A prime example. I remember last time I went to Colombia. I went to Palenque. Did you ever go to Palenque?
I didn't.
Is that village? About an hour from Cartagena, where the slaves that ran away and they built their own little colony and their own little village. And it's beautiful black people though. But anyway, I noticed they had a pig was around. He was going around the village, right? And guess what he was doing? He was cleaning the village up. So why would you eat him? Why would you eat his flesh? It's disease in this. And even the Bible says, don't even touch it, let alone eat it. Don't even touch that nasty animal. But that's one of those traditions that been passed on through slavery that our people cannot let go.
Exactly. Bacon.
I love bacon. Beef bacon.
Right.
Lamb bacon will blow you away. It's very expensive and it's hard to get. It's like $15 for 4 ounces. Yo, but that lamb baking will blow you away.
Okay, now what about? Have you ever had alligator before?
No, sir, we're not eating that. No, don't get me wrong. It's good. It's tasty.
It's very good. But go ahead. It's very tasty. They eat it here a lot.
You know, it's one of those things. Like I said, you know, he's a scavenger. You know, the Bible be spot on. The Bible said, "Don't even think about what an alligator eats. He'll eat you."
Facts.
And he's a scavenger. He eat anything. Mm-hmm. Why would you eat his flesh? Mm-hmm. It's simple as that. You know. Mm-hmm. But like I said, I ate it when I used to love New Orleans back in the day. Before I was when I was what's that? The red pill? Or no? What's the pill?
Blue pill. I think it's blue pill.
I was blue pill. I was going back and forth to Essence. You know the stuff we did. We didn't know no better. We were scared to leave the country, and I would I love New Orleans, and I would always eat that food. And I remember when I would eat the food, man. Within 10 minutes, man, my stomach was like, right. My stomach was a water hose. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. This stuff never set well with me.
Now, what you think about what you think about seafood?
Oh man, I love seafood. I mean, salmon. Oh, back to the Bible again. I know brothers scared of that Bible, but the Bible is the blueprint. Leviticus 11 it tell you if he got scales and fins, eat them. Trout, salmon, tuna. Mm-hmm. I can go on and on and on. Red snapper. Oh man, it's so many fish. Good God.
Okay, what about shrimp and stuff?
Okay. I'm glad you brought that up. I used to love shrimp back in the day. But look at his job. He's a roach of the sea. Even the cockroach, they're in the same family. It's the same.
Yeah, real quick. It's funny, right? Because out here on the bug cart, right? They got a whole carts full of like a buffet of bugs. You got crickets.
Crickets are good. No, you can eat crickets. Right? Crickets are good.
But guess what's on it? Guess what's on there? Shrimp. On the bug cart. So the same cart.
Okay, well, hey, there you go. I mean, listen, it's tasty. Don't get me wrong. Listen, I used to eat all that. I used to eat oysters. I used to eat. I was back in the day. I was a foodie. I would eat anything. I just didn't care. I didn't know no better. But now, brothers, man, put the shrimp down. Put the crab. Put that down, man. That's a scavenger. Why you want to eat a scavenger for?
Mm-hmm. Okay.
That's not food.
Okay. Now let's go to alcohol. Somebody in the chat mentioned Rare. Well, let me catch this super chat real quick. Shout out to Trey Tibbs with a 5 super chat. He says, great show. I'm gonna drop a link soon, man, if you want to come on as well. But let's talk about alcohol, man. What's your thoughts on alcohol? We'll start with beer, and we'll go to liquor, then we'll go to
wine. Me personally, I won't touch it, because it's based on the science and based on looking at myself when I was toe up. When I was in Colombia and Brazil, Colombia got what's the name of that beer? Oh, it's the best beer. That beer is the devil. What's that?
Aguila, something like that.
Aguila. Oh man,
Aguila. Yeah.
But I can't. Yeah, they are amazing. But the science behind it, it does increase estrogen in the man. Because who can drink just one beer? And you can drink one, you can drink two, you can drink three, you can drink four. Mm-hmm. I can't drink. So, but really, you said it. I think you had me on mute, but when you have a diet, when you eating all superfoods, when you exercising, when you working out, listen, I don't need alcohol. Actually, alcohol makes me feel worse. I don't need that to be sociable. My spirits are so high. I feel so good. I can walk into a party and yo, let me get a bottle of water. Why? Actually, sometimes I bring me a tea bag and I tell the bartender, hey, put some hot water, and I be drinking tea in the club. I done it. I don't need it no more. I feel so good. It actually does the opposite for me if I drink alcohol. Now I drink a little wine, but beer, I won't touch it.
Okay. Now, what do you think about liquor?
You know what? Listen, I had some hard drink. I had a little Hennessy not long ago. There's nothing wrong, just a little bit. Brothers, man, once you get inebriated, you lose everything. You lose your, there's been an onslaught of robberies in Medellin. And I listen to a lot of brothers, man. I commend brothers, man, that actually, to reveal that, like, hey, I got. And I always notice my alcohol is always in the mix. Mm-hmm. And I always remember the stupid stuff I did being abroad.
Mm.
And all praises, man. I never,
You used to get on me about getting messed up in Brazil. You'd be like, man, what you doing, man? I'm like, man, I've been drinking.
Listen, I can't come down to you because I did the same thing.
Right.
But I'm glad nothing never major happened. Like I've heard stories. And back when I was doing a lot of traveling, I wasn't on the type time I am now. I'm glad, that I was. Man, I'm so glad I never had a horror story. But looking back, the stupid stuff I got involved in was alcohol was involved. I almost getting caught when I first went to Colombia. I got jammed up with some prostitutes my first time, but it worked. It came out real good. I was inebriated. So yeah.
Okay, so is there are you saying you don't need to deal with any forms of liquor, or is there a difference between like cognac, brandy, whiskey, vodka?
Me personally, I will drink a little bit. I'm not gonna be like I'm not drinking it. No, just a little bit. But brothers, man, need to create a type of discipline within themselves where they can say, I've had enough. And brothers got to find it within themselves. And you got to find that strength to say, you had enough and you don't drink no more. And it's good to know you don't need it. And when you say I don't need it to be sociable, that's a powerful feeling. I don't need it. I don't need it to feel good. And sometimes too much of it makes you feel even worse. So I'd rather not even have it.
Facts. All right, now what are your thoughts on like wine?
Oh, wine is good. I love wine. Christ drunk wine. Yeah, why not? One thing about wine, you can kind of taper wine, like because wine will hit you, man. Wine will hit you, but wine kind of, for me personally, it kind of gradually takes effect. So I like wine. Actually, I can taper wine. I can't taper hard. I can't taper hard drink. I can't taper. I just can't. But I know, like usually last time I went out, I had a little half glass of wine. I was good for the night. I was good.
Okay. Now, what do you think about your opinions on, marijuana? They just legalized marijuana here in Thailand. A lot of the states are starting to legalize marijuana now. What's your thoughts and concerns of, men's health when it comes to marijuana?
Well, first and foremost, I think marijuana, a study just came out that, it lowers your T levels. So that should be a deal breaker, but, ninjas don't care to think about that. They want to get high. But yeah, it lowers your T levels. It makes you look old. Everybody I know that smoke looks old. And my brother's 50. He, which is, middle age, but he's starting to gray out. All my cousins smoke it, they're graying out. And I noticed when I was in my late 30s, I used to love cigars. I every time I would go abroad, man, I had to have a cigar. I noticed, I even got pictures of myself. I was getting great. But I haven't smoked a cigar in over 3-4 years, and my grades have disappeared. So, from the fact it drops your T levels.
If you don't mind me asking you, how old are you?
I'm 42, about to be 43.
Okay, cool.
And from the from on top, it drops your T levels and makes you look old. It kills you. It kills your motivation, your fire. It makes you docile. It makes you lazy, and then it makes you want to eat everything up. And then your discipline is out the window, is out the door. So why would I want to assume something like that will make me not disciplined, lazy, and docile?
Right.
No.
Do you know of any medicinal purposes about marijuana? Or
you know what? The actual if you take away the THC, that's the mind altering. If you take that away, it does have some medicinal benefits, but there's so many other things. It's actually cheaper that can do the same thing, because now corporate America has got on to the CBD, so now they jack the price up. But there's so many other things that can make you feel good and has the same benefits as CBD oil, just as good or even better. I don't have cardiac, I don't have no eye issues, so maybe I'm not knocking it now, but but as far as getting mind altering, I don't want nothing to do with it.
Okay. Well, guys, we've been at it for a little minute. I'm gonna go ahead and drop a link in the chat. We want to discuss any health tips you guys have, any supplements you guys have. Now, you mentioned that you had a new supplement that you was telling me about earlier. What was that supplement again?
Yeah. I had a friend of mine that he goes back and forth to Ghana a lot. He always brings back things they make, like homemade shampoo, stuff for your skin. But he had this little containers. It was called Biobob. I'm like, yo, what's that? He said, yo, you should try it. So I said, I'll give it a shot. So I bought it and I went back in the house and started reading about it. And a Biobob is a tree. It's a tree in Africa. It's in the West Coast. It's all over in Africa.
Do you have it? Yeah, but do you have it on?
Yeah, well, okay. This is what you can get. You can actually get the powder. It's called Biobob. This stuff is actually life. So you can see this is from Zimbabwe. This stuff is cheap. This was like $15. I put it in my smoothie. This stuff has the highest concentration of vitamin C, I think, on the planet. And the potassium level is through the roof. This stuff will fix your gut. If you got gut issues, so if you got a bad gut, you jacked all the way up. If this stuff will fix your gut. And I've been taking it for about 2 months, man. I feel incredible. I put it in my smoothies. My skin is like, makes your skin flawless. This stuff is life, man. I it's something I'm just gonna continue to take. This stuff's Biobob. Now, I just found out about it.
Now, with all these supplements, like, just give us. I know everybody's different, but just give us like your routine. Do you take them all at one time? Gradually in a day, a few times a week? Like, how do you suggest taking?
I rotate a lot, but I think some things I don't rotate and I take every day. It will never cycle on, cycle off. It's like cod liver oil and fish oil pills. I get those omega-3s in. I take collagen every day. And those two things I never cycle off. I go off and on with black seed oil and sea moss.
Oh, so the fish oil pill. I got those right here too.
Yeah, I take them every day. I never cycle on and off that. I go on and off black seed oil and sea moss.
Now, what's the purpose? Why is it so important to take fish oil every day?
Oh, because it's keeps you mentally sharp and it's high in omega-3s. You got the omega-3 omega-6 balance. You want the omega-3s a little higher than omega-6s. And then omega-6s is that's the American diet is high of. It's highly processed. One thing I want to tell brothers, you have to stay away from those cheap ass oils: soybean oil, vegetable oil, canola oil, cottonseed oil, sunflower oil. That is death, and it's the main ingredient in a lot of foods in America. Stay away from that. That is death. It's highly inflammatory. It'll have you. It'll have you a mess.
Okay. I want to welcome Howard Trade Tibbs to the show. How you doing today, Howard?
Hey, what's going on, guys? Like I was going to say, man, great show, man. A lot of knowledge being dropped, man. Really appreciate that.
Yeah, and you put me on. What was that you had put me on the last show? Okay, yeah.
That's Barilla.
So you up on your supplement game too, right? Now, do you have any other additional supplements that we didn't mention?
That's good stuff.
Yes, that's really good. And shout out for Travis for mentioning about Biobob because listen, I put that in my smoothies too. It's really, really good. But yeah, I brought my box today, so I got a little bit of supplements myself. So
isn't it Biobob? Isn't it delicious, man? It tastes really good.
My God, man! I feel like tastes like bubble gum, man.
straight out of Africa, straight out of the motherland.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely, man. But I was gonna show you guys real quick, and shout out to Delano. Shout out to him too, man. I know we talked the other time, like the last podcast, and shout out to him too. I wanted to show you one other thing I like to do, like to take as well. If my stomach's feeling really bad, is slippery M bark. That's really good for your stomach when you're really having like little pains, and I like to take that, when I'm having like real like upset stomachs and stuff like that. So there's a lot of different supplements you can take for different occasions. You know what I mean?
Okay. Let me catch this real quick by Vegan. He says turmeric, ginger, ashwagandha, and maca.
Ashwagandha, maca root, all that's good.
Oh man, all that's good stuff.
Yep, yellow maca, black maca, red maca, they're all good. They all have different I don't know all of the different effects that they do, but if you take all of them, they all have their own great benefits.
Maca be having me bounce off the wall. I had to cut that back.
You know what? I actually have some maca, but it's good stuff. Yeah, I do. I got some. Yeah,
it's so many herbs.
Milk thistle. Anybody familiar with that?
Yes, sir. Milk thistle as well. Absolutely, that's really good, man.
That's another jewel.
Right. Yeah. For the liver, for the guys that be drinking a little bit. For the liver.
Back. Hey, Travis. Right. Quick question for you, man. Do you take burdock root?
You know what? I have a super green mix that has that in it.
Okay, it's good. It's really good as well.
Everybody in the chat, man. Everybody some of these guys are really familiar with what y'all talking about as far as some of these supplements, man. Absolutely. And I gotta give credit where credit's due. I knew about supplements, but Travis, put me on a lot of stuff that I had no idea about.
Thank you, man. Thank you.
Yeah,
in between roasting me, you know what I'm saying?
It's so many.
Every time I put it on Instagram, I get a message. Man, what you doing, man? You in Brazil? You must be working out, bro.
It's so many herbs, man. It's so much stuff, man. You just got to find, what works for you and just go run with it.
Yeah,
fast. I want to welcome my boy, my dude, down on music, man. He was a lifesaver out there in Brazil, man. I was suffering. I ain't had no Irish sea moss, I ain't had no black sea oil, and I didn't have any tongue cat Ali. All right, so I was all over the place in Brazil, man. I appreciate you coming out there and bringing that to me, man. What's going on?
They don't have that real. Is health conscious? Is that place? That
you know what? They do have black sea oil, but I googled it. It was like far off. I was like, you know what? I just never went out there to to check it out. But Delano brought me all the stuff, man. What's going on today, brother?
Okay, good.
No problem, man. Everything's good. I think a lot of people forget you guys gotta get enough sleep.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah,
it's important. Yeah. Man. You always see all these celebrities say, "Oh, I get 4-5 hours, maybe 2 hours." They are lying. You need to get your full 6 to 8 hours of sleep, man. And it's important not to oversleep because then you'll be right. But get enough sleep so you can function during the day and feel fresh.
Sleep supported.
Yeah.
Also, to get that melatonin in as well.
Exactly. Get enough sunlight.
Oh yeah. It's so simple. Sleep, get sun. I mean, it's simple things we've forgotten about.
Mm-hmm. No, I want to ask about that, man. About the sun, because I do see black people in Brazil on the beach with the suntan lotion, and I was even told by a dermatologist that she was just like, hey, the sun is very powerful here. It's burning up your skin. You should be, wear a hat or something between 11 and 4 or something like that, what she was saying. So what do y'all think about the sun? Is it damaging to our skins or what's about the sun?
I mean, I've personally, it's crazy. I've been sunburned before. Mm-hmm. I've been sunburned before and it sucks. I was like, man, so this is what lighter skinned people deal with. I'm looking at my shoulder. I'm like, it's peeling? What's going on? But what's crazy about vitamin D in the sun, and it goes into what you would say the beer bug. It's black people as a whole. It's difficult for us to absorb vitamin D from the sun.
Exactly.
Just because our skin it's difficult for it to come in. So I always recommend people get vitamin D3.
Exactly.
We fought like we got bottles of champagne over here today, bro. We popping pills over here, bro.
I personally feel that's a lie created by the masses who create the propaganda and the lies of so-called white people, and white people don't have melanin, so the sun punishes them.
Yes,
it kills them. So I think they create the lies of sunscreen. No. Sun is life. Now for people with no melanin, should actually probably be a little concerned about having too much exposure. But if you melanated and dark brown, get all the sun. The sun is life. I mean, it's vitamin D.
Carbon.
Yeah.
Good point. Good point. I want to welcome a peaceful life to the show.
What's going on?
How's it going, bro?
Hey, thanks for you brothers bringing me up, man. I really appreciate it, man. And like I said, I love you guys. I support this channel. And my thing is always about male empowerment, empowering men, health, wealth, finances, whatever. It's about people becoming the best version of themselves. And I think healthcare is a huge your health and wellness is a huge facet of your own personal development. You can become a better version of yourself because you're not healthy. I mean, you can always get money. Two things: your time, your health. Once you lose those, you can't really lose those things. And I think a lot of the misconceptions I see on the internet propagated is that, especially Black men that travel, is all about women and hookup culture and nonsense that they try to bestow upon man. This is about overall happiness and men living life on their own terms and becoming the best version of yourself. And it's about total development, health, reducing stress, living a good life. And that's what people, miss from everything. Like I said, even to myself, I had gotten out of content creation for a while, but I had to come back into these streets because I saw a lot of attacks on the brothers that I don't really like from a lot of individuals that don't understand what it's really about men living good quality lives.
Okay. Now I want to ask a question. Anybody can answer this on the panel. Sure. Let me pull it up again just to give it a refresher. Hold on. Let me pull this up once again. Now I want to touch up on this, and if you guys can tell me what can we do to combat this, as far as I want to say, it was somewhere it would say hypertension. I don't see that stat out there no more. But yeah, as far as the hypertension is concerned, what can we do to combat that?
Can I put my take on that?
Go ahead, brother.
I think brothers, man, with hypertension. I actually think that's another lie, because how can you really measure hypertension? Our blood pressure goes up and down, and it's like that's a trap to get brothers on those pills, and it's like it leads to a rabbit hole. It leads to a snowball of other problems. But I think to combat that is, brothers, man. I want to add this. Brothers need to start fasting, make fasting a lifestyle. Fasting, there's so many ways to fast, but especially in this society, we overconsume food. We got to master fasting. Fasting gives you discipline like no other. But you got to start slow. But there's so many ways to fast. We could have a whole show about fasting, but brothers need to learn how to fast to limit their food consumption, especially as we get older in our 40s.
Okay, now when you mentioned fasting, you talking about, let's give us a little basic breakdown just for a beginner. You talking about a day, 2 days?
Well, there's so many ways to fast, but I say intermittent fasting, and sprinkle in every at least twice a year, a 5 or 6 day fast. I just came off a 5 day fast, man. I felt amazing. It sucked probably in the middle way through it, but you push through that.
Yeah, that's what I use now. I use intermittent fasting. I do 18-6 right now, so I do 2 meals a day. So my last meal was yesterday about 5 o'clock. So it's after almost 1 o'clock now on the East Coast. So I've been fasting for a while, and that allows autophagy to kick in. And if you want to research autophagy and how your body cleanses itself and rids itself of dead tissue. And I just did a video this morning where I was telling guys skip breakfast. This idea, this Western concept of eating 3 meals, it's really destroying your body.
American lie.
Yeah, it's American. I was like, why are you eating breakfast if you're trying to lose fat? You're messing up a great fasting, your body's chance to cleanse itself. And once I started doing intermittent fasting, sometimes I do a day fast or whatever, the weight just started falling off. But I was up in the gym like 5 o'clock this morning, 6 o'clock this morning. Like I said, that's why I'm really big into this men's space now. And I came back into it because there's so much, this is about overall health and well-being. I'm up in the gym 5, 6 o'clock in the morning, even as a guy that's like, I'm 47 now, I'll be 48 this year. The fasting has really changed my life, especially the intermittent fasting, because I can design my life. Healthy keto was a little bit stringent for me. I'm more of like a Mediterranean type lifestyle where I get more nutrition and stuff from food, but the fasting has made a difference.
Yeah.
But that was the video I did this morning about skip the breakfast. I see guys loading up on carbs in the morning. I was like, man, get it. You can't outrun that. You know how hard you have to work to get rid of that carbohydrate you just ate. You're not going to burn any fat like that.
I've been, I didn't even know the term intermittent fasting until a couple years ago, but I've been doing it all my life. I've always eaten first meal 2 o'clock. So right on the dot, 2 o'clock. I do a typical 8-hour. I eat I give myself 8 hours to eat, and then after that is whatever. But
it's so many ways to do it.
Yeah, it always is natural. But once I found out it actually had a term, I had posted it up on Facebook one day. I was like, yeah, intermittent fasting, people should actually do this because you're burning fat while you're not eating. And a friend of mine reached out to me. She was like, you're absolutely right. Her dad was diabetic and it wasn't looking too good for him. And actually, he implemented intermittent fasting in his lifestyle. Yeah. Not diabetic anymore. It got
my mother was 76 and was a type 2 diabetic. And for 3 months of keto intermittent fasting, diabetes was gone.
Gone.
What's good?
No metformin for free.
Yeah.
That's the biggest thing that I think a lot of people have is identifying the difference between hunger and sugar addiction.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? Because sometimes you think you're hungry and starving. You really just that sugar is like crack, man. It's really poisonous to the body.
Yeah.
You spot on.
Yeah, absolutely.
Your body is feeding for sugar, not exactly.
Yeah, absolutely. What I want to say about intermittent fasting, I do it almost every day. I mean, honestly, I don't really eat breakfast at all. Like they even in the term it says break fast. So I don't even eat breakfast. Most of my, I'm not on the complete intermittent diet, like where you're eating, the healthy stuff. I'm like, I have a good balance. But one of the things you want to keep in mind of when you do that intermittent fasting, drinking water, you might even drink watermelon and cucumber and flush yourself out of water-based fruits, veggies, and just water and period, and that will flush out a lot of the bad purities in the system just by water. Our body's made mostly of water, so we want to get a lot of that stuff out of it through water, get all those impurities out. So that's why when I look at intermittent fasting, that's what I'm looking at. I'm taking things that deal with water, things that deal with eliminating a lot of those impurities in our system. So
absolutely,
very, very, very good point. I want to welcome Jerry Kirkpatrick to the show. What's going on, Jerry?
Hey, what's going on, fellas?
Hey, what's good? What's good, man?
Yeah, my camera is, I don't know what's going on. So
yeah, it's all good. I know you be cammed up. I know you have camera issues. But what's your take on everything we've been saying about? Because I know I've been knowing you for a while, man. And every time I see you on Facebook, you outside, you working out, you mentioning different things, different supplements. So what's your take on Black men's health, brother?
Well, I'm gonna say this right here. Like I'm 52. I'll be 53 next month. It basically goes back to when my father passed away. When he was 53. He had a massive heart attack. Actually, he was out there working out. This is when I moved to LA. So at that time, I was sleeping. My mother ran up and got me, and I came downstairs. He was on the sidewalk, so I was on his back. So I try to do what I can, a CPR or whatever I know. But he was already gone. I could tell by him laying there, eyes open. You know what I'm saying? I could tell he was gone, but But he had a massive heart attack. So that right then, I know I had to change. It was an eye opener. And plus, I grew up, eating pig feet and different parts of the pig. Of course, my father.
Exactly. I grew up eating pig feet too. Don't feel bad, bro.
Hey, my father's Black and my mother's she's Korean. So I had two cultures living in Atlanta, born and raised in Atlanta, and grew up eating soul food and in Korean food. They both eat it. They both eat the pig. You know what I'm saying? So I grew up eating that. So after my father passed away, that's when I kind of changed my diet. I was like 28. I stopped eating pork. And as my journey went on, I always went to the gym and worked out, but my diet wasn't that good. So I knew then, but one thing that changed, it kind of hit me when I went to, I was in Brazil, and I was with my wife and her family, and then we went to Rio de Coba. And you know, because the boat, it goes out into the ocean a little bit from the shore. When I jumped off, they said you could jump off, just swim around the boat and then get back on. When I jumped in, it tells you how much out of shape I was as far as my endurance. I looked the weights and all that. I did all this stuff, but I didn't do it. My body was like, I kind of panicked. I thought I was going to drown. So I made it back to the boat.
That's swimming exposure, right?
So I got on the boat. I right then I knew, I said, I got to change my regimen up. My work, my as far as I'm trying to lift heavy and all that, I had to stop doing that because it really, my endurance was kind of, it was not that good. So that's when I got into intermittent fasting, and I did my research on certain supplements, foods I got to eat. I always took vitamin D and vitamin C. I've been taking that for the last over 20 years, and then I got into some like the black seed oil, everybody, things like that. I take the green Vibrant. It's a powder. It's real good. It's good for circulation, digestive system, and then when I got into, basically, I had to invest into some juicers, slow juicers.
That's right.
Not the fast juicers, the slow juicers.
It's micro, I forget, it starts with M, but it's like the slow crushing one.
Right. It juice like leaves,
absolutely,
kale, things like that. So I had to invest in it. It's expensive, but you can't put a price on health.
You can't put a price. It's an investment.
It's an investment. So I had to start doing that. So, but my opinion is, when y'all talking about intermittent fasting, I think as soon as you hit your 40s or even earlier, you need to stop doing that. You know what I'm saying? Because I just came from my high school. They had a festival from year 82 all the way up to 2017. I graduated in 1988.
Okay.
And when I was out there, I went to all black high school.
Same here.
I say about 90%, everybody's overweight.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, the cats I ain't even seen since high school. They just play football with these cats. And these cats, some of them are still in shape, but some are just overweight. You know what I'm saying? And we got classmates that died of stroke and heart attacks. You know what I'm saying?
Yep. I had a classmate died at 19 of a heart attack, bro.
Oh, yeah. Dang. So
stay off the Red Bulls.
19?
19. No, I think he had some type of lung problems, and he was smoking weed or something, and actually caused him to have a heart attack or something.
Right. But at the same time, this COVID. See, man, look about it, man. I mean, I ain't trying to get religious, whatever. When God, the Most High, when he do certain situations, he expose certain situations. When that COVID hit, it exposed everybody's health.
That's true.
It exposed everybody's health.
That is true. That's true. During the COVID, I didn't get a headache.
Right. One thing about it is, when Tyler Perry did a video, I think his primary doctor is in Seattle. He went to Seattle, and his doctor told him, "You need to start taking vitamin D."
Absolutely.
Vitamin D is good against COVID. I've been taking vitamin D over 22 years.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
That exposure.
Yeah, right. So I don't know if I had COVID or not. I don't know. I've been tested for it, but I never had COVID. For us, I never. Right. So vitamin D is essential. You need to take that rest of your life.
Hey guys, one quick thought, and I appreciate it so much, man. Thank you very much. I want to say something, BMT, real quick. Yes, vitamin D is very essential for melanated people. But one thing I want to tell you guys, shout out to Rizza Islam on this, because I had no idea about liposomal vitamins until he put me up on liposomal vitamin C. Actually, I took liposomal vitamin C. What it basically is, you know how you take vitamin C tablets. You get them, and when it goes in your stomach, you lose most of that the benefits from it. But with liposomal vitamin C, this vitamin C goes right into your cells. So you get that direct effect of it. There's liposomal vitamin C. Someone mentioned in the chat about magnesium. There's liposomal magnesium. Look that up, and shout out to Mirza Islam on that, because that was a very good game you taught me about. And I actually felt that fact you mentioned about COVID. I felt I had COVID before. I took that, was good in 10 minutes. One last thing, I'll bring back to the panel here. One other thing, shout out to Travis, you mentioned about the green herbs or green supplements there. Yeah. I take Tonic Alchemy. That's based out of dragon herbs. I think they're out there in California. They have 91 different herbs and vitamins and minerals. Definitely check it out. Alchemy, Tonic Alchemy. It's on Dragon Herbs website. So
it's so much out here, man. I learn something new every day.
Let me catch these super chats real quick, and I'm going to welcome Vegan VS to the show. Shout out to Passport Mastery TV for the $5 super chat. Man, I really appreciate that, bro. Got another shout out by Marcus Love, the naughty American expat. All right, he changed his name on YouTube. Shout out to Marcus Love, though. He says, "Stay healthy, my fellow Passport brothers." Shout out to you, man. I mean, that's the Kenyan shilling or something like that. But man, I really appreciate that, bro. Really appreciate that. And I got another shout out by my dude QB Passport Flexing. The $5 super chat, man. I really appreciate that. 10 pounds down after 5 weeks on the no carb diet. Health is wealth. Very, very, very true. I want to welcome Vegan VHAS to the show. What's going on, brother? How you doing?
What's up?
Good
Can
game,
you guys hear me?
Yeah. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Oh,
I
yeah.
saw the tips in the chat, man.
Oh, yeah. I mean, so I've been vegan for 10 years this year. Like before all this hype that came up with everything, like I was doing it when there were like no options. So I had to like pretty much forage for food when I first started, but I was already traveling at that point. So that's what got me to start reading labels, because I'm looking for animal products, but I have to go through like a whole essay of chemicals.
Yeah.
Just to look for the animal products. And that's what started. I'm like, what is this? Like, so I have to research each chemical to be like, did this come from an animal? So once I went down that rabbit hole, I started seeing all this different stuff. Whereas if you go to other countries, it's like 5 ingredients, like on some stuff, like you just pull it up and then you're just like, oh, okay. If this is a tortilla, there's not 8 preservatives in it. It's just flour and oil or whatever the case is.
Yeah.
But being in a lot of these countries, like when you look at all these different spices, there's so many different benefits, like especially like a lot of Indian food. Like, yeah, like it's so many different spices. And when you ask them, like I just went to a restaurant and the guy's like, when you're sick, just have lentil. What is it? It's called like dal tadka. And it's just like, he's like, yeah, anytime you're sick, like this won't hurt your stomach. So if you have like a stomach ache or something while you're traveling, and just stuff like that. But it's also important to exercise while you're traveling on these like flights or whatever. You could do Hindu squats like in the airport or on the plane. I mean, depending on your knees and stuff, but
or burpees.
Yeah, like because I mean push-ups, you probably don't want to put your hands on the floor somewhere. You might have a towel or something, put your hand on there. But like Hindu squats, you can at least like stand in place and kind of like, you know, get the blood flowing, because that's part of it too. Is that when you're sedentary, like all the stuff starts to like start affecting. As soon as you slow down, that's where everything, like you could work out for a year straight, and if you don't go for a month, you could like lose all your effort, all your progress, or whatever.
Tell me about that. I'm very familiar with that, bro. I'm very familiar with that.
Yeah, it's really like ridiculous because you just relax. Like, you know, you're relaxed while you're traveling, but I mean, in the beach places, you know, if you're in the water, you're good, but some places, you know.
Let me see.
Good point. I want to catch the super chat real quick by Gabriel Gasson with the $5 super chat. Man, I really appreciate that. He says, excellent stream. Much needed discussion with a lot of great information. Now, I want to ask you guys this. Anybody on the panel can answer this. The next cause of death for Black men is going to be prostate cancer. We talked about hypertension and heart disease being the number one. Now it's coming to prostate cancer. Now, is there any supplements or any, you know, what can brothers do to combat that prostate cancer?
Well, the first thing we got to deal with is this. being healthy and losing weight or even combating these types of things has to do with a couple of things. One, it's lifestyle and stress. Those are factors. And then you have to get into diet. Those are factors too. There's some things that are genetic that human beings cannot avoid, but I think 99% of this is avoidable by our lifestyle choices. And sometimes you see people that appear to be healthy and in shape, but their stress level is through the roof. I mean, literally, they're like, we seen it with KS. KS was, an avid biker, but you watch some of his shows, he's down in 3 Red Bulls in the show. And talking to all those women all day long, that would kill anybody. That's what you arguing back and forth, take anybody out. So those are the factors I think could contribute to that. But we go back to diet and lifestyle. The stress factor, your relationships, money, environmental factors, eating food that are GMO, that have been modified. Those things we know that those things are cancerous to our body. Organic food is very expensive here in America. It's a little bit easier overseas to get organic things because obviously the pesticides and things of that nature. But lifestyle, I think lifestyle is probably the number one killers over here. I mean, it's a very stressful environment, from relationships to jobs, and especially in an environment that doesn't respect or value men. This is a very difficult culture on men. It will burn you out, and there's not really much compassion for men. It really isn't. So you gotta really have support networks, support mechanisms, get in the gym, and take care of yourself. Really.
I want to piggyback on what Peaceful Life just said, along with what he said earlier about the sugar. I come from a different little background. The only supplement I take is vitamin D3. I mean, personally, I cook. I'm Jamaican. I cook. I eat a lot of yams and stuff. I don't really do the vegan thing because I don't know. I eat meat. I don't know what's that, but sugar. I think that's pretty much the basis of all the health problems in the U.S. Yeah. The reason why I say that is the government and the sugar companies have an agreement. There's sugar in everything that's processed food in America. Every little thing. You can check any label when it comes on, even small, minute things that you wouldn't even realize. Oh, yes, they added sugar to it. It's in everything. I think that's the true basis of all the disease that have been.
Brothers need to learn about stevia, monk fruit. It's just as sweet as sugar.
Yeah,
and you know it's a trap because I bought a monk fruit sweetened soda in Farrisceo a couple days ago. It was $3 for a little bit of soda.
Lacuna.
$3 for a monk fruit sweetened soda. So it's like you're gonna pay for healthy stuff. But that's American for you.
Yeah, it's a formula like Coca-Cola. Give them enough. Coca-Cola is loaded with salt and high amounts of sugar. It's like the salt makes you thirsty. The sugar is like the crack, and then you go buy 2 cases. You mean it's a combination that tricks our brain into these drug.
Well, one thing you have to say about the salt though is the difference. Shout out to Leonard Horowitz. He talked about the difference between kosher salt and sea salt. Right. Sea salt is good for the body. Kosher salt is basically made of glass. So you got to be very careful the type of salt and sugar. Shout out to D. You mentioned about sugar. Only thing I basically take is like date sugar, agave, those type of low.
Himalayan salt is good too. The pink salt.
Himalayan salt, low glycemic. Let me tell you how I balance it out, brother. Here's how I balance it out. Okay. Here's the thing about hydration. Okay, with water, you want to have proper hydration, but you want to have them out. Like sea salt, we talk about. Like I have an electrolyte formula that was cost $30 for a container, but it has potassium and magnesium and it has salt in it, but it doesn't have any sugar in it. So they make you, because when you get Gatorade or regular drinks like that, they're loaded with sugar, which translates right into fat. Gatorade goes right to your waistline unless you you can get electrolytes without sugar. Another thing I talk about was adding this apple cider vinegar and you add that with some water and some lemon, that also helps you metabolize fat, help you break down certain things. And these are game that people don't tell you about. So I add that in with and helps you control hunger too. Make sure you use a straw because we don't want to put that acidness on your teeth. That will wear down your enamel. So I throw that in my water sometime. I'm just drinking water, add that in there. And, it helps out a lot with your body. So there's a lot of tricks to the trade. Your balance has to be right. Your nutrients have to be right. So there's a science to it. But the main thing is controlling insulin. Insulin is you spike insulin all the time by eating all these meals and eating all this sugar and all that else. It's just going to mess your body up.
Yeah, Farris, let's get into a video on what I've been talking about with the sugar in the U.S.
I see it. Yeah,
sugar was spiking insulin through the roof. I mean, and then it come crashing down, and now you're like a crack fiend. I'm hungry.
I mean, and that's
insulin spikes.
It's the number one drug in America. People don't talk about that.
No, that's what's aging people. I mean, look at me. I'm 30. Yeah. I don't look 30.
No. Even in person, when you pulled up to me, I was just like, man, how old are you?
Yeah, I'm 30.
You got all these honeys around us. I just want to make sure,
bro. I'm 30. I work out. I eat clean.
That's right.
I do what I need to do. And
let me say this right here, back what Aaron's saying about the prostate, because that's the number one killer among black men.
Yes, sir.
I'm gonna go by what Charlie Wilson. I don't know if you know Charlie Wilson for the Gap Band.
Okay.
I don't know for the old heads.
No,
I know Charlie.
So
Charlie Wilson,
Charlie Wilson, right, from the Gap Band, the lead singer.
That's Snoop's uncle, right?
He had prostate cancer a couple years ago, and he said that, and then this I didn't know. He said the main thing that you can get prostate cancer, then when you're on that grill, you got that nice little big steak, nice little fatty steak, and you got the little crust around it. That's why all the flavor you eat. He said exactly that's what that right there is the number one. When you grill your steak or any type of foods, it got that little nice little crust on it.
Yeah,
that's what prostate, the number one, that's what comes from. Okay. So it's why would you eat? Even though we like barbecuing and got that nice little crust, that's where all the flavor and all that right there.
Don't burn your meat.
Right. So that's what it basically I think he was on Steve Harvey's show.
Okay.
After he beat prostate.
So he said saturated fat or burn the meat.
When you cook that steak, right? When you cook it, you want to sear it, nice little crust around it. He said that crust part. I don't know. I'm not a scientist, but that's what he was saying.
Yeah, I read about that. When you overcook it, when you burn it up, that's no good.
Right. So that's what the crust.
Oh yeah, the carcinogens.
Yeah, carcinogens.
Yeah. Right.
If you burn something, it leaves off like this the chemical runoff when you burn something. So if you burn food, you're not supposed to eat it. So if you char something or whatever, you're taking in all the
If that brother says saturated fat, I'm like, nah, he off there. But it's
saturated fat.
Exactly.
That's why we like, saturated fat is good.
On it. A little brown is good, but like once it's burnt, yeah.
Just gotta be careful with it, man. That's what he does.
I had to stop burning my hot dogs. You put your hot dog and you burn it. That's
right. Yeah. But black folks like it well done. We like it well done.
All day long. Yeah, you're right. Let me catch the super chat real quick. Shout out to Motto, the international mango lover, man. That name, man. Shout out to you for the $5 super chat. I really appreciate that. He says, keep up the good work. I pray for peace, protection, and prosperity to everyone watching and all the brothers on the panel, man.
Much appreciated.
Much appreciated. Wow. Much appreciated. I got another super chat here. Let me see here. By King Ty with the $5 super chat. He says, I'm watching while drinking cayenne pepper water. Yeah. Great for blood flow, tomatoes, and pumpkin seeds for the prostate. Okay. Right. Let me read that again for the prostate. He says, I'm watching while drinking cayenne pepper water. Great for blood flow, tomatoes, and pumpkin seeds for the prostate.
Pumpkin seeds. Absolutely.
Now, what is the purpose of the pumpkin seeds for the prostate?
For me, with pumpkin seeds, I forget exactly what's in it off the top, but there's something in it that's really good for the body. There's a lot.
It's full of nutrients in general. It's just good for you, regardless.
Yeah, it is.
Vitamin D is good for prostate too. The vitamin D is. It's one of the ingredients. It's good for prostate also.
Now let me ask the panel this real quick. Anybody can answer real quick. Is it too much meat with the prostate? Is that the cause of a prostate cancer?
Well, there's steroids
I want to say this
like
one thing about meat, man.
livestock.
First, all meat is not equal. There's grass-fed meat, then there's meat that's on steroids. I'm not. Like I said, I support anybody's diet, but the meat gets a bad rap. And one of the things, especially meat, people trim off all the fat on the meat. I eat all the fat on my meat. I eat all the skin on the chicken. Fat is not bad for you. The real issue is sugar. Sugar is cancerous, period. And that's really what the biggest problem you see. Now, if you're, somebody talked about it, if all you look down on your plate and all you see is brown, you ain't eating right. There need to be green, there need to be different color, whatever, to balance it out, enough fiber, enough nutrients in your diet. You can't just eat meat. You got to have a balance of diet. But the biggest issue is sugar. The biggest issue is stress, and the biggest, lifestyle is really the key, and sleep. Those factors really are the ones that really cause a lot of problems.
I'm not against eating meat, pause, but I'm not against eating meat. The thing is about meat is anything you eat, you want it to get out of your system as soon as possible. Right. You don't want it stuck in your system, because when it's stuck in your system, that's when you get the problems. So you want everything has to come in circulation. What comes in comes out. So there's some meats, beef and different, chicken and fish are pretty good, but I know like pork, beef, those type of things, those real heavy meats, they're very hard and they take a long time to go down your system. Dr. Sebi talks about that. Also, Patrick Delves, I don't know if you guys heard about him as well. Rest in peace to Dr. Africa. A lot of those guys talk about, the eating the meat like that. But it's all about, it's nothing wrong with eating meats. It's about you get it in your system and the faster it gets out of your system. So you're getting the nutrients out of anything you eat. The faster you get out of your system of all the impurities, the better.
Good point. Good point. Vegan, do you want to respond to that? Because you don't eat meat, right?
No, I don't eat meat at all, but it actually wasn't even for health to begin with. Once I did research, now I'm like, oh, I'm glad I started early. But because you could eat healthy on, I wouldn't say any diet, but like you could still eat healthy while eating meat. But in the United States, all the meat has like steroids. Then the animals are like not even fed correctly, on top of them having steroids. Like especially pork, like they're just eating trash. Like they're literally eating like literal trash to
get off my bacon, man. Get off my bacon.
Yeah, like
scavenger, man. It's a scavenger.
Well,
but then we have microplastics too in almost everything. And the microplastics, when they get into your, like we're getting more and more of it, they can actually affect your hormones.
Yeah.
Depending on like over a lifetime, because I guess before all of us are already aged out, it won't be too bad, but probably our kids or grandkids and stuff like that will probably start seeing those effects on their body as more plastic is in the environment, because you can't really get rid of it. At least for right now, you can't really get rid of the microplastics.
I got a question for everybody.
If brothers are gonna eat meat, they gotta eat the best. They gotta find.
I agree.
They gotta eat the best. I mean, the best quality from a respected farmer, where the animal is being treated well, animals getting sun, animals out in the pasture. That's the type of beef and type of meat you want to eat. The rest of it is suspect.
And you gotta make sure that I don't know if I'm gonna bring it up. You gotta make sure you take a dump every day.
Exactly.
Right, absolutely. That's what I'm saying. If you're skipping days, there's something going on with your digestion.
Oh no!
Exactly.
Well, in moderation.
No, I'm saying,
see, fruits have fiber in them.
If you ate a lot the day before or night before, and you don't take a dump the next day, something's wrong.
Yeah,
exactly.
Something's wrong. I'm sorry.
That's more of a balance issue, though. If you're not eating enough fiber in your diet,
fruits have a lot of fiber. So when you eat fruits, you can have that sugar because the fruits are complex and they have all the stuff. Like our brains want fruit. We're trained to look for sweet stuff to eat fruit. Like that's our natural instinct. but they abused it by putting the sugar in other foods. So if you eat fruit, you can eat as much fruit as you want.
No fruit juice, real fruit.
Real fruit.
Yeah, the whole fruit, like not just the juice. It has to be the whole fruit.
It's the main thing.
That's sugar water. You eat juice.
Get your juicer. I said the slow juicer. Invest a Cuban. I got a Cuban. You're gonna spend about $500-$600 on it. It's worth it. You juice or make your own juice drinks, whatever. Mangoes. Like I said, I did a video about the watermelon.
Yes, sir.
You seed watermelon and clean it. Juice the whole watermelon, the white part, the green, slice it up, and you know what I'm saying? And drink that. And it's good for your libido.
I've seen that video. I know
add cucumber to that as well.
Add that to it. It's good for your libido, man. It's a natural Viagra. You know what I'm saying? Especially this cat that's over 40 in your 50s. I'm telling you, invest in it.
I think if brothers get a hit of being in shape and feeling good, it's like crack. Well, I never been on drugs, I never been addicted, but it's like a way of life for me. I get up in the morning, I drink my water, I drink my black coffee, I'm working out. It's like I cannot disrupt that routine. You know, you got to make it a way of life. It ain't no diet, it ain't no seasonal thing. Make it life.
All right, let me get you.
Have you tried Arabic coffee?
We'll get right back to it.
I had so much coffee, but Arabic coffee is good. I think that. The Jamaican that what's the Jamaican coffee? The Blue
Mountain.
I think
real quick, guys. Let me catch the super chat real quick. Mr. with the 5 super chat, man. I really appreciate that. He says, unfortunately, in America, most things that taste good are bad for you, but the usual suspects are SOS, salt, oil, and sugar.
Cheap ass oil in the middle.
I use coconut oil.
Coconut oil, grapeseed,
peanut oil are the best ones.
Yo, I'm gonna tell y'all the best is very expensive. You gotta order it. Is macadamia nut oil. That's good too.
Yeah. Oh, that is gonna be expensive.
Nobody's up on that.
It's expensive.
Nobody's up on that.
Yeah.
Olive oil is a little more reasonable. Olive oil, peanut oil, macadamia.
But you can't fry no fish in that because it got
no, you can't.
You can fry fish in macadamia nut oil or avocado oil, but that's expensive fish.
Hey guys, what's your take on frying foods? What's your take on frying food? Actually,
long as you don't fry the life out of it. Some dudes fry food until it's already dead. They try and kill it twice. Like,
let me
add on frying food. That's a lie about frying food. If you fry it. Like, avocado oil has a high heat, and if you bread it like a low carb breading, like I fried some fish. I found a recipe pistachio. I mixed pistachio nuts with almond flour, and I crushed it up, and I fried them. I fried some flour and avocado oil. Oh man, and it's low carb, and you know avocado oil. I read in France it's used as medicine, so it holds it has a high smoke point. So you can fry it, and it has no flavor, so it ain't gonna like coconut oil.
It's got a little flavor.
You can't fry
it. I beg to differ.
I think you can. It holds a high smoke point.
It does.
I make fried plantains and coconut oil.
Fry it. Avocado oil.
Oh my god, I need some fried plantains.
Peru bananas, man. Forget that. Get some Peru bananas if you can get them.
Peru banana.
Oh, you never heard Peru bananas? That has Yo, guys. Oh, Travis, I'm not sure if you guys heard about it. Dr. Sebi talks about Peru bananas. It's in the family of plantains, but it's also bananas. They're basically think of it as seeded bananas. They have more potassium than a regular banana.
Hey, brother. Hey, Dr. Sebi, man, you gotta chew the meat and spit the bones out there. You know he offered a lot of things now. When that brother said he said the lamb is more nasty than a pig. He lost the credibility to me. You
know what? Let me put my
he off a little bit now.
Let me put my 2 cents in this. The only reason why pigs eat that way is because that's how you farm them.
No.
Okay, hold on real quick, guys. Before we get
that goes back biblical times, brother. That goes back biblical times.
Okay, hold on, Jerry. Hold on one quick.
Yeah, you want to
catch this super chat by my good friend Andre. Andre love crossing boys with the Colombian peso. He says, watch meat Your Meat on YouTube. I believe that's going to be like a
check it
documentary.
out. I love that. I love that brother. I love that brother. That brother, when he said he did Fed time. I worked in the federal prison. I said I got to meet that brother. I got to share some stories with him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Back on the pig.
Much wisdom.
Has anybody like spent real time on a farm before?
Yeah, I see how they. I see how.
All
right, let's hear this. Now I want to hear this. I'm all ears. Let's hear this.
All right, if you give pigs enough space, they're the only animal to not eat around where they poop.
Okay.
Okay, what's this right here? Let me ask you a question.
Nobody and most people don't know that.
Let me ask you a question.
Because pigs are farmed together. Because
how many stomachs? How many stomachs does a pig have?
I heard about this before. I forget.
No, hold on. Don't say that. Don't say that. How many stomachs does a pig have? How many stomachs does a pig have?
I have no idea, bro. How many
stomachs does a cow have?
Yeah,
I think
cow has like 2 stomachs.
Okay, right. So it processes.
I thought it was 4.
This is out, right? So I'm saying a cow. There's a difference between the digestive system. You have to look at that.
True.
Okay. And then
what a cow eat? A cow where it poop.
Well, I'm saying it has multiple stomachs, so it's processing all the stuff out of it. Okay, a pig don't got one stomach.
Yeah.
Okay. It eats anything you put in front of it, it's gonna eat it.
Yeah, that's because you force it to.
No, you're not forcing it. No. It's a
scavenger. It will not. Will not.
Pig goes back to biblical times. It's a swine. It's a scavenger. It eats anything. It's here for a purpose.
No,
it's
to
clean the earth.
I wish.
I'm just keeping one.
I wish I had a piece of bacon right now. I just be like, yeah.
Beef bacon below pork bacon away.
Yeah, I'm just messing with Jerry. Guys, we've been at it for a little minute here, man. I'm gonna go ahead. I want to give everybody just last statement on just general health. You know, if you want to give some tips, you know, whatever it is, you know, concerning, you know, men's health in general. I'm gonna start off with Travis, you was the first guest on the show. I'm gonna lead off with Jerry and Patrick. Any more tips you have to close out?
Yes, Alpha Man talked about this. Nitric oxide, it comes from plants. You need that in your system. It comes from beets, spinach. It's good for your libido. It's blood flow, circulation. You need that circulation. If you got circulation problems, that means something's going on within your body. Okay, if you can't get you can't get the yang up, something's going on. Okay, that's the main thing. Drink cleaner water, intermittent fasting. Once you get past your 40s, you can't eat the same things you was in your 25 years old. I'm sorry.
Man, tell me about it. Tell me about it. That's facts, bro.
Your body's changing. Okay,
facts.
So those are the basic things. Vitamin D, vitamin C, take that rest of your life. Nitric oxide, workout. Rest of your life. It's a lifestyle.
Now it's natural. I'm not familiar with that. Is that a pill you take?
No, it's
nitric oxide. Yeah.
It's NITRIC oxide OXIDE.
Blood flow.
Blood flow. It's in plants. You could take. They make powder form too. Whatever. organic powder form. They make that too. Okay, but it's in spinach, kale, beets, things like that.
Beets, yeah.
Okay.
Right. Just look it up. Look it up. Nitric oxide. Just look it up.
Okay, great, man. Great. Done on music. You want to go ahead with your last closing statement, bro?
Yeah, I say get enough sleep, work out, and focus on your gut. If your gut's messed up, you're gonna be in a rut. Simple as that. That's what matters, man. Work that core. Everything, you know, I watched the video and it made sense, you know. Treat your gut like your second brain.
Yeah.
If this is messed up,
everything
you're gonna be messed up, man. Trust me. That's why you got a lot of obesity in the US. Everybody's gut is out of order.
Yeah.
Good point. Yeah. Good point. What's the main cause of people getting guts? Like, what food is it? The carbs or
just
what you mean? Getting a bad gut or getting the gut?
Getting the gut. Getting the gut.
Mixing carbs and fat together and overeating, pretty much.
Overeating. Okay.
Overeating, pretty much.
Yeah.
Okay. What about alcohol? Any alcohol with
Oh yeah,
or
beer.
Consumption, yeah.
Beer is the number one. You know, everybody got the beer.
But you drink the beer, it makes you hungry. Like,
all right, Aaron.
Yeah.
Bacon and beer, Aaron.
Bacon and beer.
Black dynamite.
Gotcha. Peaceful life. You know, your closing statement. You know, any tips or anything you want to give on health?
Well, I'm just appreciative that the brothers are talking about health and well-being, because I've always talked about it. You know, I know a lot of the travel brothers get a lot of flack in these streets, but my thing is that is a broad array of topics, and one of the things is, you know, no one's going to take care of you like you, and your health is a major source of your life. You have to take care of your health. We live in a stressful, toxic culture. Traveling, experiencing different cultures, reducing your stress, taking care of your body, taking care of your life is critical. And like I said, I'm happy that the brothers are talking about this topic. The education needs to be spread about living a good life. But that's what really, you know, that's why I really came into the chat today. I saw this topic and I just wanted to, you know, just share with the brothers, because there's broader issues involved. And I think everybody has this mentality that guys are traveling overseas for this or that, whatever. Guys just want to live a quality life. And I always say all reasonable, rational men just want to live in peace. That's really what it comes down to. Live a good life and live in peace. But that's it.
Good point, man. Very, very good point. I want to catch this comment real quick by Travelmatic before I get to Vegan VS. He says, BMT need to have a health show once a week, bro. I definitely agree with that. He says, this is needed content, and salute to the panel, man. You guys are dropping some major jewels on this show, man. I appreciate everybody on the channel as well. Vegan VS, your closing statement or any health tips?
Okay, wherever you go, wherever you're traveling, only drink bottled water. So only bottled water, and if you can, try to get room temperature water.
Fact.
Like our bodies we aren't meant to intake like cold into our bodies like that. Like our organs prefer our own temperature. Get activated charcoal when you're traveling to keep your stomach, you know, settled or whatever, in case you get, because you know everywhere you go there's different bacteria, so you might eat something that's cooked perfectly fine and still get an upset stomach.
Yes. That's
I mean, yeah, that's it as it relates to travel, you know, just
that's very true. Now, that's what you're saying is so serious, man, because I've gotten sick like the first few days in like so many countries. Even here, when I first got to Thailand, immediately got sick. As a matter of fact, everybody I know at one point when they came to Thailand, they got sick. You know, so you're definitely correct about that. The different bacteria, and especially in the different yeast and breads that we eat, you know. Very good point, man. Very good point.
Yeah.
How
and Pepto-Bismol, I guess. When
facts. How you want to go ahead? Your closing statement before I go eat my Burger King. Go ahead.
Oh man, God bless you. But first thing I wanted to say, Travis, we appreciate the game you've been spitting in the beginning, man. One thing I want to mention to you when you mentioned about Sebi, he does have things that are kind of inconsistent. But my point with that is, you know, get your knowledge from multiple different people. I know everyone on the panel listens to different people in their journey. So definitely use that.
No, Sebi's good. I said, chew the meat and spit the bones out. Yeah.
For sure.
He good. He get, especially with the kid. He said the fasting, and he said he had a raging hard one after that 7-day fast. I had the same experience, so he was spot on. Cure any type of sexual dysfunction.
Yeah, for sure, man. And well, you don't want to get rid of the bone though. You can use that bone marrow to make some bone broth. So don't forget that. But quick tips. Appreciate everybody in the channel. Shout out to D. Shout out to Peaceful Life. Shout out to Vegan. Shout out to the brother down there. I can't see your name on bottom there. But my quick tips. Vegan mentioned about activated charcoal. With water, you want to with warm water, add activated charcoal. Oh my god, damn! I had the name off the top of my head, but want to add MSM as well to your water. You want to get rid of as much impurities as possible. If you guys have any fillings in your teeth, make sure you get rid of amalgam fillings as soon as possible and replace them. Because that has a lingering part in your body. Get rid of as much impurities as possible. Third thing, make sure you have like a health Bible or something that you can keep notes on different herbs. Mine's is Alkaline Herbal Medicine by Killinese. Definitely check it out. I'm not sponsored by him or anything like that, but definitely get your knowledge from various different people. Keep a book of different herbs. When you travel around, you can take them and just keep high supply, high sea moss gel. That's all I can tell you guys.
Good point. Good point. All right, the man of the hour, Travis Tolliver, man, give us that game. Give us that info, man.
I was gonna say, man, brothers that's watching the show, man, become a scholar and become educated on what's going on in your body, especially living in America. It's all 85-90% is a trap. It's against you. The fast food, the conventional, even the salad dressing. Read them labels. Soybean oil. You become a scholar. It's a journey to learn. I didn't wake up one day like it took some time to learn and implement these things, and I saw how my body changed, and I see how I feel, how I feel every day. Never want to feel any other type of way. Become a scholar. Learn. YouTube, free information. Tap into so many sources. Everybody has something to bring. And all you brothers, man, I really enjoy this conversation. We can have an 8-hour conversation about this. This is my type of topic, man. This is
man. So, if you guys will know, Travis is super in shape. He got muscles coming out his earlobes, man.
Hey, man, I'm just a regular guy, man. Stop it. I'm just a regular dude, man. I ain't nobody special, man.
Your first trip to Brazil, I remember your first trip to Brazil, and what you did, your trip.
Were you there?
No, man. Like I seen it.
Yo, I was busted up in Brazil, bro. Let me say this. I didn't realize I was busted. In my mind, I'm thinking I'm in shape. A month later, a brother sent me a photo of me. I'm like, I had a dad bod.
Matter of fact, that girl told me in Crotcho, she said you didn't last that long, bro. Man, told us get mad. He last 2 minutes and finish.
That's a lie.
I'm just messing with you, brother. I'm just messing with you, bro.
I know you are.
Well, I had to catch it. That first, I'm like, huh? I said, oh.
I was off there, Seattle and Rio. No, sir.
You living proof, though. You living proof that, your health is wrong, and you changed it. And you were in the U.S. when you did that. So
it's hard for guys to get that 6-pack shred in their 40s too, bro.
You know what? I never had a 6-pack in my 20s and my 30s. And let me tell you what, I'm gonna tell you how I got super shredded. Keto and intermittent fasting, and I sprinkled in some extended fasting. That really took me over the edge, like a 5-day fast.
Mm-hmm.
That 5-day, 6-day water fast. I was a Bruce Lee status, man. I got down to 154 one time. I'm like,
yeah, you.
And I'm 6'1". I was in fight. I was ready to fight somebody.
You been trying to convince me to get down. Like I'm like, bro, I can't.
No. You say that. You
say
say
around
that.
200.
But once you start losing it, losing the body fat, because fat outweighs muscle.
That's true.
You'd be surprised. Like I don't think my body will allow me to get back to 150 pounds that I put on my muscle mass. But the body fat weighs a lot, man.
Uh-huh.
How tall you are, Aaron? Aaron, how tall you are?
I'm 5'11". Most people think I'm about 6 foot, but I'm 5'11".
You easily can get down in 160 easy, 155.
Yeah, at least get that. Well, how much you weigh?
I'm at about 235 right now.
Yeah. You
can get
you're
down.
overweight, man.
I know that, brother. That's why I'm about to I'm about to eat me a bacon, marijuana infused whiskey.
Aaron, do a 3-day fast one time, man. It's gonna be hard. It's gonna be difficult.
But you know what, man? I've done a couple of 3-day fasts, but I'll be honest with you, man. I am a little I'm kind of big, bro. Like I'm not like the skinny type. Even my doctor was like, you 215, you good. So I'm a little bigger, man. I hold my weight kind of well, bro.
How much you weighed in high school in your senior year? How much you weigh?
I was about I wrestled at like 155 weight class.
Okay, yeah. So look, it's the same bone, man. Your bone ain't got bigger. I mean, it's if you was 18, 19 years old.
I look like a Somalian when I was in high school.
No. I'm not saying get down.
I'm not getting down that stuff. I'm not even trying to get down. I'm fine.
Get down at least 200.
As far as I would go is probably about personally. As far as I go is probably about 190. That's as far as I'm gonna go down, bro. I'm not even.
Make that a goal. Make that a goal. 190. Make that a goal, brother.
Yeah, make yourself a project, man. I always give myself little projects, man. I'm on a project right now. I do 2 days out of the week. I do 1 meal a day. Then the next 2 days, I eat a real lean meal. And then the next 3, I kind of just, whatever. Not whatever, but, So I always make yourself a project. Do something to switch it up.
Oh, for sure, man. For sure.
Just don't be blowing in the breeze and eating and doing whatever. No, do it. Get a system in place.
That's a good point, man. That's a good point. Well, guys, that's a great show, man. Very informative show, bro. Drop a lot of knowledge today. Always a good educated show. I mean, I know a lot of guys. We might do this again, man. We might do this like maybe a few times a week. A month, as far as just talking about, health tips, getting in shape. Travis, next time you can give us some different exercises that you do. You or Jerry,
Hey, Aaron, I want to say one thing for you, Lee, man. You motivated me. I've been practicing. I'm still waiting to get concentrated. I'm gonna start my YouTube page, man, geared around travel and fitness, man. So
Oh yeah, for sure, man.
It's coming real soon, man.
I'll tell you something about that 5-day fast.
Man, you the one that got me motivated traveling, bro, because you was out there. I think I saw you the Black Man's Option or something. And
Black Man's Option, that's how was my introduction to Brazil. Yeah. But man, sure, I'm gonna jump back out there. I just I've been in the hiatus, man. I'm a day trader, so I've been trying to get more funding. So I've been kind of locked away from everything to get the focus on my craft.
That's a whole nother show for another day about that crypto.
Oh yeah. We'll talk about something another time. But I'm gonna start me a channel up, brother.
No, you good. I think you were saying something. Peaceful Life. Did you want to say something real quick?
No. I was just admiring the brother who's doing the 5-day fast, man. That's some profound stuff, man. You have a certain spiritual journey and enlightenment. I've done about 3 days. I haven't gone 5 to 7 days yet, but during that journey, man,
you know what, brother. On the 5th day, I felt like I can do another 5. I got a high. That 3rd day was rough, but after that, my body's like, we can do another 5. But I was like, I've been reading. If you fast more and more, you kind of counteractive, like you start losing muscle mass. I'm like 5's enough.
Yeah, 5 is good. Plus, autophagy kicks in and your body starts consuming all that dead tissue and all that cellular waste, and your body start cleansing itself. This is a process of enlightenment.
You brothers listening in, research autophagy. That's right.
So I mean, once you get into the mode, man, but not only that, it helps you in all aspects of your life, from talking to women, from everything. Because when you have that discipline, it's that. See, I did a video years ago. Discipline is more important than game. The power is in your ability to say no. No is the powerful thing. If you're able to walk through a room full of hot women laying on the bed naked and just walk right through them,
can I piggyback on this? This will probably this will probably lead to a whole nother conversation, which is another form of fasting, is seed retention.
Yes, sir.
That's
we did it. I don't know.
We talked about that.
You might not have been. Yeah, you might not have been on that show.
I listened in. I've listened in.
I was on that show.
Yeah, we both was on that show.
Seed retention is powerful, man. I actually been.
Well, if you can go 5 days without food, you can take on any woman. You can look at it. Yes, sir. Get out of here. You ain't even.
I made a post in the group.
And that's a lot of our downfalls, man. Brothers be getting robbed, be chasing these women in Colombia. That's our downfalls, women. Yeah. You got to have temperaments, man, to be able to sustain that beauty, man, because they'll get you every time with that.
Hey, I made a post in the group, right? I think you might have saw it. I made a post in the group. I said I was going to do seed retention in Brazil. Everybody started laughing at me. They was like, "Yeah, right.
You can do it. You can do it. That's the ultimate test in Rio. You can do it.
Right.
I'm doing it next time.
I don't want to do it in Rio, but with that, fellas, we're going to go ahead and get on up out of here.
You know what? I like the fasting
on the Bird King real quick for a close, man.
Because if you can fast that long, What it does is it builds strength. That's like even when like when I do training, like, you know, to hold yourself and run for like 5 miles straight without, you know, that's where you build that strength, and it translates into all the discipline, translates into other parts of your life. Like I said, discipline is more important than game.
Good point, folks. All right, man, I'm out, man. I got to run Burger King for a close. Peace.
All right, see you. All right, guys.